I guess this is just an example of things happening in a way that um, can create karma. Or is that the right word I want to use? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I keep calling. I don't know. We'll see if people are coming or not. Mm, I know I sent this out to people. We've been talking about it, but nobody's participating. I don't know if you're hiding yourself, whatever. But it'll get better. Things happen. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. Because if there was some perfect people out there that saw I was making a mistake, they'd be hitting me up saying, "Hey, Dina, try this." I sound angry. Well, life, life doesn't mean it's against anyone specific. It's just life. Life is. Life. I'm just over it. I thought people were going to participate today, but it doesn't matter. I'm making learning and trial and error, and it's only going to get better. That's all. Y'all, this is called a live podcast because everybody can participate. But mm, I always feel like the people that you count on and you think that are going to be there for you, and then they're not there for you. It's questionable if they want you to succeed or not. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I know I sent this link out. Let's see. 7 people sent me a message. Uh, whatever. I don't see. And Facebook is not letting me send any messages. I, I guess because I sent too many of the links out, so it's not letting me do. So over it. Like what? See, this is the stuff I be talking about. When you're sitting at home and shit like this happens, why is it happening? Oh, somebody had a beautiful baby. Oh my gosh, beautiful. So I posted the link again on Facebook, y'all. It's not letting me send anything through Messenger. So can y'all come through? What's up? Let me see if I can go live on Facebook. Ooh, not there. Let me see. This all of this stuff be getting me. Boomerang, selfie, add yours. What is this button? And it's always shared to Instagram. There we go. Save. Change story privacy. No, what do you mean? I don't want it to go to privacy. Save. Change. Oh, okay. That's what it was asking. It was asking. So add yours. Where's the video? But where's the video part on Facebook? This is why I can't stand. And it ain't because I'm old. Don't y'all go there. Forget that. It's because stuff changes so frequently. Where is the video? Boomerang. Okay, video. Okay, where are y'all? Hello. I basically sent out the link for y'all to come through. Ain't nobody trying to talk. Like, come on. Yeah, you don't have to. Somebody, anybody, just come through. Oh, I'm so over it. Y'all have no idea. Let me go to Instagram. See, here's the thing. People always say, why I don't talk to them on Facebook or whatever, because I don't like learning all of these things. I just want to go one place, period. Now, why is like everything is messing up today? I don't understand. Let me see if I can go. Okay, there. I can go live on Instagram. Checking connection. Hello. We're telling your followers that you started a live video. Pause due to poor connection. What the feezy? What do you mean I have a poor connection? Okay. It's saying that I'm live. Hang on. We're telling more followers to join your video. Oop, pause due to poor connection. Reconnecting. Is it the space? Like, I don't ever have problems with it. What the heck? Mm-mm. I'm just not understanding. Why is it saying I have a poor connection? Is that YouTube? No. I mean, not YouTube. Is that I don't understand. Not YouTube, but Instagram. I'm just so over it. So over it. Anyway, so some good things just about right. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm not angry. I just feel a little frustrated. That's all. And I was trying to think about things that may be helpful to others. Like, all right, here's the link for my live podcast, everyone. So I sent that out. It would be nice for y'all to come through. You have no request. It's all good. See, this is what I like about transition because sometimes but I think that's the YouTube thing because I see celebrities and all kind of people who, when they come on with YouTube or not YouTube, dang it, Instagram, they always have a poor connection. So then nobody really wants to come on. But it's 3 o'clock here on the West Coast. I'm not sure, where everybody else is. Most of the people that I know are on the East or the Midwest. So maybe people didn't get off till 5. And I'm going to do this every Thursday. And I'm trying to decide. Maybe I need to wait later on my time so that you guys are home and situated. So maybe next time I'll do 4 o'clock. And then that way it'll be 7 o'clock on the East Coast. Give y'all enough time to get home and eat. And this is trial and error. I don't get embarrassed easily. I don't. But I thought that at 2 o'clock it would be 5 o'clock. So, you know, 5 o'clock will give people enough time to kind of catch up, but maybe no, maybe no. Just trying to figure it out. It's all about figuring it out. Yeah, I don't know. Now Messenger trips me out because it let me send the link to for everybody to come pay attention. I mean, to come to the podcast. But then when I get through my whole list and I push it, send, I come back into Messenger to see what it looks like. And more, it was like a whole bunch of them said did not send. So then I scroll all the way up to see what the last person that did was that got it, and it was there. But then it wouldn't let me send any new messages, like it was blocking me. So that's what I can't stand about these. Like I cannot stand when a platform, the bank, somebody's customer service tells you that you have a limit on stuff. Don't ask me to do an automatic ACH because I don't get paid the same time every week. I'm gonna pay you. I got good credit, but I'm not going to, like, I don't like you to tell me when I need to pay my bills. I know when I owe you and when I'm supposed to pay it. It ain't never 30 days late. It ain't never late. That's the point. But that's not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making right now is there's too many things trying to regulate what the hell you do with your stuff. I'm an adult. I know what I'm supposed to do. Ooh, the airplane. Worst. I hate getting it going on the airplane and then they're trying to tell me how I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. I know where my seat is. Excuse me. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know how I'm supposed to be doing it or whatever. And you're trying to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm very independent. INDEPENDENT whatever. Do you know what that means? I feel like I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I hate when people try to tell me what to do. But it's just too much going on in the world. Too much. I don't think that it's, one of them things where I have to be I hate being corralled. I hate being told what to do by people that don't know you or that don't even really like. I just don't like it. I don't like it. And you think that people are adults and they're able to do what they're supposed to do, but it's not always true. Not always true. And I get that. But then give those people the opportunity to ask you, you know, can you help me? Can I get a little assistance? Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I mean, it is what it is. So, anyway, but I'm trying to find out what, I don't know if this is, let me see if this is even working. In now, share. Where are y'all? It's okay. I'm the last, you know what? Let me tell you about LA. I love it here, but I'm not one of them jump on the wagon or jump on the bandwagon people. Like, you don't have to be rich for me to be your friend. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you see a lot of stuff here in LA, a lot of shit. One of the things that I really see, I feel like, is that people are very, ooh, I don't know. Let me put it in perspective so that I don't say something that I don't that I can't recover from. Even though even though it like I said, I could say things because this is what it's for. It's off the cuff. This is me. I want to be me. But what I was gonna say is, like, I can't tell, like, when I meet people, are they trying to be are they trying to figure me out and see what I got or what I don't have? Like, just be me. Like, can't you just like me for who I am? Why do I have to? I mean, that's how LA is. It is what it is in that, people come here um for the glitz and the glam or whatever, but you don't have like I feel like I don't like I don't know. I want to be able to put this into words so that it is not offending anybody. But if I am being judged based on what I have or what I don't have, then you're probably not the type of person that I need in my life because it makes me wonder. Like I know, like say you somebody that has a whole lot to lose, and you have to be careful about the people that you want to invite into your life. I get it. But for me, I'm like, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I'm not like that. So it bothers me because I feel like I'm trying to go out of my way, above and beyond to prove. I don't feel like I'm trying to prove something to you. But I'm saying I feel like it's being requested. Is my, I guess, the point that I'm trying to make. And I don't want to ever feel that way because I'm genuine and I'm wholehearted. I know how to get along with poor people, rich people, happy, sad, angry, good looking, bad looking, whatever you are. And I don't make any judgment on what you are. And what it is what it is. But you know what? I know that I'm continuing to rise and aspire to beautiful, wonderful things. And I know I'm a beautiful, wonderful woman inside and out, period. Um, but at the same time, I'm not one of those that's going to go out of their way to try to prove something to someone if you're not making efforts to try and get to know me. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to get to know a person without losing what you have. There's a way to get to know someone with by get to know someone and protect what you have. You know, to me, it's like I get it. We're all busy. We're all doing different things. Um, and maybe I don't do it the way you do it, or and maybe I'm still figuring it out. But either way, it's like sometimes you just want people to accept you for who you are and just enjoy you for who you are. So that's some of the things that I've learned, like I was saying in the last 6 months. When I started the story, like I said, I know I'm all over the place, but I'm like that anyway. I like to talk about a lot of things at once. um, but earlier I had brought up something about being in healthcare IT and working with people who judge you based on one thing versus another. Not once do they ever say, I don't know what I'm talking about or that I don't know how to do what I'm doing. But it's always more about a personal issue, someone not liking me because they don't like me. I think that is the stupidest thing ever because you wasted like if I hire someone to do something for me, I need the best. I need the good ones, the ones that know what they're doing. So when it comes down to me trying to judge them about not liking them, that's not it. So I remember making a decision, and I was talking to a friend, and they were telling me, don't just be satisfied, you know, with the stuff that you do. Don't just be satisfied to the point where you don't aspire for more things. And I'm I should say I'm never I don't know. I guess I like to work hard for a cause, period. And so when people are just nasty and they're not nasty, some people are slick about it. It's just crazy because I have yet for someone to tell me what it is that makes you treat me the way that you treat me when I'm in a work environment. Never been told. So I stopped working for people. I stopped working for people. And you know what? I'm not going to talk about it, brag about it, none of that. But I'm doing wonderful and I feel very blessed. And I know that I will continue to be blessed and I will continue to get the things that I need and want out of life, period. I know that. So I'm excited about life. I just feel disappointed in people a lot. So that's one of the things that I've worked on myself to really focus on bringing my own happiness to me. And I feel awesome about it. I don't feel like I no longer feel like I have to worry about somebody, excuse me, somebody else bringing Dina her happiness, Dina Marie. So anyway, so moving on to the next thing, and I just want people to get to know me. I feel like I'm talking about myself because ain't nobody else on here to talk with me, but that's cool. It's not really cool because I keep bringing it up, right? But it's all right. It's all right. Um, I will say that I basically feel like people kind of they're going to talk about you behind your back and try to guess what's going on with you. Um, when I stopped working for healthcare IT, I was like, you know what? I can make just as much out as an Uber driver. So that's what I did. I went and did some Uber driving, schmoozed with good people, picked up famous people, not so famous people, people that I didn't know that were famous. And it's okay because we always had good conversation. I have worked for Uber for 7 years, and in working with them, I've always enjoyed my freedom. I noticed here recently that things change within the platform and within the company itself. And it made a huge difference again because, again, it was a loss of control because you still really working for somebody, but they try to call you partners. But I still was making money or whatever, doing what I need to do. But at the same time, I just felt like I'm not going to give more to somebody else than I can give to myself. So that's why I was like, you know what, I'm going to do my podcast. So I met so many wonderful people in my Uber, like people that were just very spiritual and they just were saying some of the things, same things I was saying. They were hitting on some of the same things I was hitting on, and I love it. And that was the blessing because every day that I would go out, I would, meditate, take my time, and just really focus on the type of day that I wanted to have, as I did today. But sometimes I realize that there are things that we need to listen to. And regardless of how you feel, you're going to do what you do, whether it's on a spiritual level or whatever level. For me, it's on a spiritual level. So a lot of times I'm listening to, I can tell when things are being given to me or guiding me or directing me or what have you. And so I really utilize that spiritual direction to kind of help me go to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And so last week, I'm gonna say December the 14th, um, it was like, you know what? Just be still. Just be still. Nothing that I did, nothing that I wanted to do, nothing, nothing could change my energy level. My It was like I was just told to not move. And this is deep for some people. Some people don't really believe in this or whatever, and that's cool. But I believe in things that I experience. I do not believe that people can infiltrate your mental in the way that some people believe, like if somebody is like putting a curse on you or doing something negative. I don't believe that anybody could do that. I believe that if I continue to say, oh my gosh, everything happens to me, your words are powerful. So when I speak those things into existence, then they're going to continue to follow me no matter where I'm at, no matter when I get there, blah, 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 blah. So basically, my time to meditate, prayer and supplication and meditation, when I take that time to do those things, those are the that is the time where I clear my mind and take those negative things out of it. Because when you do that, it basically gives you room not only to put the positive things in it, but it also gives you the opportunity to hear the answer to your prayers, to your meditation, to what you're wanting in the form of direction. And so that is something that has really guided me in the last 6 months. And it's been amazing to watch things just actually happen without even knowing or speaking it out loud or to someone. And so that's why I feel blessed. And sometimes when people are not there for you in your circle, that's because they're being cleaned out. They're being moved out of the way. You know what I mean? And so I'm really excited to bring you this podcast. I know today was a crazy day because basically things went all awry, but it was a good learning experience to know what I need to do next time. Some of these platforms I'm using are really good platforms and they're awesome to use. I'm using StreamYard, which actually allows you to connect with YouTube and Facebook. But I love it because it allows me to to be me. These are the things that I've been wanting to do for so long is do a podcast. And I was like, if I don't just jump in and do it, it's not going to happen. So, or it's going to take forever happening. So basically, this is what I'm doing, jumping in. And I hope that a lot of you will participate and join me and be a part of my experience. But if I meet new people, that's even great, more great. So, what I really look forward to is there are a lot of sponsors that have been reaching out to me. So, I'm very excited because that means I'm going to have an opportunity to use, their following, and I won't have to really worry about it. But I will sponsor their products and different things like that. Also, looking for hair and makeup people um, because uh, sometimes it takes the weight off of you to not have to worry about certain things when you're basically trying to focus on other things like me doing the podcast. So I hope you guys will join me every Thursday. Like I said, I think I'm going to revamp on the time because 2 to 4 here in LA is only 5 to 7 in the east on the East Coast, but it's much earlier on the mountain and Midwest time zones. So I think if I go a little bit later, it'll allow you all to be home, be relaxed, be available, and be able to communicate with me. Um, so that's one thing. The other thing was Dina Marie. Why I use Dina Marie. My family, when they want my attention, they always say Dina Marie, Dina Marie, Dina Marie. So when they say that, it basically gets my attention, number one. But number two, it's my name and I love it. Like I said, I've evolved to this beautiful woman, exciting, educated woman, healthy woman. For those of you wondering about the weight loss, it has nothing to do with me not being healthy. I'll talk about that in a minute. But with that being said, that's why I did the Dina Marie. Um, I'm just kind of answering questions that people have asked me over the years, over the months. I picked this guy up in my Uber, and he was funny to me because he worked for Nordstrom's. And he told me, he goes, "Yeah, I got fired from my job today." And I was like, dang. I didn't know how to take that because I felt like that was not an exciting conversation. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, I'm waiting on him to discuss with me why he got fired. And sometimes when people get in the Uber, what I love is that, you become their bartender where not serving them drinks, but giving information, getting information and working through their problems. And so people have really been a blessing to me when they get in my Uber because they always say how much they appreciate the conversation and how well they feel my conversation went and blah blah blah. So I love it. So anyway, back to the guy that worked for Nordstrom. So he was a cute little dude, and he was like, "Hey, um, yeah, girl," and he's like, "Well, they said I was drunk on the job." He said, "But by the time they came up to me, it was 6 o'clock in the evening, and I had been there for several hours. So I'm trying to figure out why they just now mentioning it and why they just now saying they could smell the liquor on my breath." He goes, "Well, I was maybe I was because I had drank the night before that it was just now secreting through my body. I just don't know what was going on." He goes, "But I did have a little sip before work." So then I was like, "Well, do you have any problems with drinking? Like, is this something you feel you can't do without?" Like, because in my experience, I I like when I drink, everybody that follows me, if they pay attention, knows that I like Patron. I like tequila, and I know that there are other tequilas, but this is just the one that I have drank, have drank in the past that didn't make me sick or have a hangover or any of that. Never had a hangover. So anyway, long story short, I don't drink a lot. And so I'm listening to him talk to me. And as read in the past, people that drink a lot, sometimes it can secrete through their skin even when they haven't had anything to drink. So if this is true, I really don't know. I just read it. And so he just goes on to tell me. And so as we're talking, I'm like, do you think that maybe, there's things going on with the drinking, and I kind of help him bring him to a place where maybe he wants to realize, and I'm taking him to a Halloween party. Dang, was it that long ago? October. So I was taking him to a Halloween party, and he was just telling me all these things. And then, we just got to a really happy medium where he felt really comforted in our conversation. And so then I started sharing stuff about me and my weight loss. This is where we're going. And I was like, "Well, I lost a whole person." And he was like, "Well, what do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, I lost 176 pounds." He was like, "Wow, oh my God." He said, "Are you okay? Are you sick?" And I was like, I had to think for a minute. And I guess a person can have cancer, they can have AIDS, they can have any type of disease that could make them lose weight. And so then after I processed that, I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, I'm perfectly healthy. I said, I have diabetes and I deal with diabetes. And I was like, and one of the things that happens with diabetes is that they give you a cocktail of different things to make sure that you manage your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your sugars, and things like that. And I'm very, very proactive with my medicines. However, as I started reflecting, during this time, it was really powerful for me to figure out. I was like, I looked up one day and I was in New York and I was around other people and I put on clothes that I had always worn to work. And when you pack things that you're gonna wear. Okay, I need 5 shirts and 5 pair of pants. I'm gonna fly home on this day. I can mix and match these or whatever. So one of my colleagues on the assignment said, "Now you don't wear that size anymore." And the killer part. Let me just set the stage. When I actually left for the assignment in New York, I left because my mom had died. And I felt like when I left, it was going to be an opportunity for me to forget it, to not really face it and not really have to deal with it. And it was overwhelming. And I didn't like it was crazy how I compartmentalized and how I went into this space that I didn't even realize I was here. I didn't even realize like my mom died in March of that year, right after her birthday at the end of March. And I went on the assignment a little bit after that and I get there and we're sharing stories, and I'm telling people about my mom, and people are like, dang, her mom like just died. And people that knew me knew. But a lot of times on these assignments, when you're going there, people try to act like they don't know you. I don't know what that theory is about. But anyway, point is I went there and I was there almost the whole year. And during that whole time, during that particular time, we ended up doing a memorial for my mom and I flew to Kansas because she said she wanted to be buried. She wanted to go back to her hometown, which was Paola, Kansas. And so we, the decision had been made to cremate her, and I received some ashes, Um, and I took some ashes to the memorial, and I remember trying to sing, but I couldn't finish the song. Um, it was basically just the hardest thing I'd ever done in my life. And at the time, there were other things going on with other people in my family that I wanted to be part of that, and they weren't able to be, and they weren't there with me to go through it. So I was there all alone. And then when I finished the memorial, I went back to New York. And so going back to New York, again, I just picked right back up where I left prior to the memorial. And I did not realize until even at the end of that year, we went on a cruise for a week. And when I came back from the cruise, I actually came home in February. So from one part of the year prior to February, and then we come up with COVID. And so we're confined for 2 years. And I had to be in the house by myself, y'all. So I completely faced that my mom was dead. She was no longer a part of my life in the flesh. And it was a lot. It was a lot because I hadn't dealt with it for a year past her death. And this is the first time I'm hearing myself share this out loud. A lot of you know that I'm sharing with you. I'm not a crier, so to speak. Um, with people, there are times when but this is a very traumatic and emotional thing because I just I woke up. Two things I faced. One was my mom was gone, but I spent the last of her life with her. And when I came to LA, I came here because I was like, let me hurry up and get things moved so that I can bring my mom out here so she could see the sun. She could see all these people. I mean, I know there a lot of people are displaced or whatever, but there were so many older people just walking around with their little canes on their little scooters and stuff like that. I mean, they were still getting around. They weren't gonna let nothing stop them. And I wanted her to see that because, sometimes when people start getting old and aging, they just give up on things. They don't want to do it anymore. And you want to help them fight because you can't believe that they're giving up. It's like, what? Wait a minute, why? And my mom was on dialysis, and she would always say, Dina, I don't want to do this anymore. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. And she was just like, but she had diabetes and she didn't take care of herself. And it's frustrating because one day I'm going to talk about diabetes and how you take care of yourself because it is so bad for not just my mom's generation, but the generations that are here now because we want to eat cake. We want to eat a Snickers. We want to eat this. And there's ways to do that, but you got to be vigilant in the way that you eat your food and what you eat. You might not like vegetables, but you're going to have to just learn how to eat that. But the thing of it is, mom was on her deathbed and she said, Dina, do not let this happen to you. And she looked at me and she said that. And the thing about the subconscious is here she had died. I'll never forget. It was like 4 a.m. And somehow I was in Greensboro, North Carolina, which is where she passed. And I was sitting on my son's couch because at the time he lived in Greensboro and I was packing up some stuff. Had left there anyway. I was laying sitting on his couch and I remember I couldn't get up to turn the light off. I didn't want to turn the light off and I was just uneasy and I just lay there and I just felt some kind of way and I get a phone call. And it's weird because I have Robo Killer on my phone and nobody gets through. But like unless I set them as favorites. And then my phone rang and it was the nursing home and I was like, damn. It was I want to say 4:25 a.m. in the morning on March 27th of 2018, maybe 19. I always forget the year because again, I was completely black. Like I don't know. I didn't. Um, I didn't I didn't process it. I didn't process it for a year or longer. But anyway, so at that time, I remember like hearing all the things she said. So the whole time while I was in New York, I would eat like I would eat weird, but I knew I had to eat something, so I would just eat rice and vegetables. But I did that because I was like, okay, wait. Prior to me going to New York, I had gone to this seminar about how to help your diabetes and stuff. And it was like now it was like a mission of mine because I was so afraid that I was going to have these kidney issues like my mom had. So I was like vigilant. I was like out here in these streets, seriously trying to figure out how do I cure diabetes? I know you can cure. I have a book that says you can cure diabetes. I have all this stuff and I believe it. So anyway, I go to this seminar. It's like 10 doctors out in Orange County. Orange County is where Disneyland is, Disney World. I get them confused. Disneyland's Florida World is here, I think, whatever. So I'm out there and don't be getting offended, LA, because I just don't remember which one is which. But we know that there's a Disney something out in Orange County. So I'm out in Anaheim at this beautiful hotel. They serve us lunch and it's all these greens with chicken and da 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 da. Da. So they tell us how they want to basically have us come and get a 21 a panel 21 type a 20 a panel with 21 different types of blood tests. And back in the day they used to allow you to get these on the insurance, but now they don't. You only get certain ones, and you have to have pre pre rec, pre different pre-existing conditions in order to be able to get them. Diabetes is one of them. So every 3 months, you are able to get your hemoglobin A1C so that the doctors can make sure your creatinine, which monitors your kidneys, your bun, all of these different things to make sure you're not dehydrated, potassium to make sure that you don't have issues with your bones and your muscles and all these different things. And I stay on top of that. Your blood cells, your white blood cells, your counts, and making sure you're on top of everything. And anywho, so I basically was at this seminar and they wanted to do a 21 panel. And they're saying that this 21 blood count panel is going to show them what you're allergic to food wise, because whatever you're allergic to is what's causing your weight gain. So when they said that, I was like, okay. At the time, I was doing my pajama line, which I shared with you guys. There's just a lot of things going on because I'm always trying to brand something, and it's gonna stick one day. Don't worry. But at any rate, I go there, and when I go there, I'm thinking I have an idea. I'm going to present this to them. So I walk into this big office, very high tech. Of course, I'm in LA, and I'm experiencing the things. Well, Orange County. You can't confuse the two because they get offended now, child. But I'm out in Orange County and I'm out here um, in Anaheim, and I'm walking into well, maybe it was Anaheim. I don't know. It was somewhere way out. Actually, the hotel we went to was in Anaheim by the Disney park, but the office was somewhere else far out. And again, I like driving, so it was very nice for me to go. And it was new. And I remember getting there, and it's so funny because that was so long ago. But I remember being such an angry, frustrated person because everything made me angry. And I just like now, oh, we'll talk about it. But I go, get to the parking space. I take a little moment, get out, go in, talk to the people, walk in, and they're like, okay, come here, do this, do that, do this. Oh, yes, we have you down, Miss Webster, blah, 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 blah. So then they take me back to the back. When they take me back to the back, I started listening to them. And a long story short, what they want is for you to pay $10,000 to lose the weight that you need to lose. And I was like, okay, well, what does that entail? Because I'm very resourceful, and if anything don't pop off, I'm a businesswoman first, and I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing, but I don't give it to everybody all the time. I don't divulge that all the time. There's only certain people that I communicate things with, and some of it, if you ask, I'll communicate it. Sometimes I hold on to it. It just depends. But with that being said, they tell me what their process is. And so when they give me that information, I was like, shoot, I could do it myself. So fast forwarding to New York. When I get to New York, people would always they was like, "What you gonna have for lunch?" No, let me guess, rice, right? And I was like, "Yep, rice." So I go out and I get this book. Well, I go to oh, I know what it was. Working in the hospital, there were different nurses and stuff, and they would talk to you about different things, and people were all on different kicks about different ways to lose weight. And one nurse, she says, um, "Well, back in the day, um, there was this he was a doctor, and it was his goal to help people reduce their blood pressure. But in the process of him finding a way to reduce their blood pressure, he also found out it lowered their blood sugar." And I was like, that sounds interesting because I was telling her about my story. So I'm like, well, how did that happen? She said, excuse me, by eating rice. I was like, what? So long story short, I find the book and I'll share that with you. Hopefully y'all leave comments somehow to let me know that you're interested. But I go get this book. And when I get the book, um, I I read about the doctor and his name. I'll have to look up his name. I don't remember stuff all the time. But um anyway, so I go and I start looking in this book and it's talking about a rice diet and it's telling you basically how eat you can eat like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks in between, you just eat rice. Rice, rice, rice. And I still love rice. And you could use sugar and you could use butter. So I went oversaturated with sugar or butter. If I ate it for breakfast, I just ate it with sugar or butter. And then as the weeks go on, you can add vegetables and fruits and things like that, but it was specific ones. So anyway, what I did was I eliminated everything, every single thing, meat, vegetables, all of that. And all I ate was rice. And I think it's 2 weeks. I ate rice. And I was so satisfied. Like it was weird because it wasn't like I was hungry and I didn't overeat, none of that. So I ate that and we all ended up start like as groups we would go to Thai restaurants. So of course, Thai food, then you have curry this and curry that. I would get curry vegetables because I can now start incorporating vegetables. So I would just eat that every day, every day, every day. So then fast forward to one of my colleagues who says, Dina, you don't wear that size anymore. Plus in New York, everybody was into trying to figure out how many steps did you get? How many steps did you get? Because you walk everywhere. And it was just amazing. Like you just do these things and you don't even know you're doing it because it's like New freaking York. And it was like Times Square, just major people, stack, 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 restaurants, food. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so she decides to take me to she's like, okay, let's go shopping. You want to go shopping? Let's get you some clothes. So we go shopping and we go clothes, wigs, makeup. Hey, we was enjoying ourselves. And I find out that I wear a 12, 14 from a 3X, 2X. Okay. All the clothes that I had in my hotel were 1, 2, and 3X. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, at what point did I stop wearing a 3X? Like I legit was like I would get up in the morning, put the pants on, and I would roll them down. And when you roll a pair of dress pants down, the pockets are in there. You can't really, it was like horrible. The belt wouldn't fit anymore. But I felt okay. Like I was like, I don't care. I wasn't really focusing on my looks and how I was appearing to people because I wasn't there and I hadn't dealt with my mom's death the way that I thought I had. I just hadn't. I just remember waking up and saying, I'm in New York. I moved to LA. Now I'm in New York. My mom has died. I can't fit my clothes. What the hell? And this was close to the time of me leaving, which was weird because I left there in December of that year. And so anyway, we all go on a cruise because, you know, um, typically me and my son go on a cruise with our family. I call them family because they're friends, but like family. And we go on a cruise and we're on this whole cruise for a week. Um, and it was me, my son, and his family at the time. And anyway, so we go, and I'm just like there, And then sometimes when I get with a group of people, I just become really reserved because I just enjoy being with them, but I don't necessarily want to go out and participate in everything. Sometimes I didn't have the money to. I was just there. And when you take a cruise, sometimes you pay up, you pay over the year. So it would get to a point, sometimes I would get to the cruise and I would pay for everybody to go and help everybody to go with me because I wanted them to be happy. But then maybe once we went on the cruise, I didn't have any money. So I just wanted to make sure they were happy because I was there and I was happy just being there. Very just, giving of myself and not concerned about if I had any money to do anything. The food was free, the coffee was unlimited. I mean, I just enjoyed myself just being there, sleeping. I always had get a room with a balcony. So I just enjoyed my space and my being there with the people that I enjoy being with. So, with all that being said, once I woke up and I realized that my mom had died and things had transpired the way that they had, I realized that it was like the subconscious is so freaking powerful. It is unreal because I didn't even know that that's where I was living there. And when I say I was living there, I was listening. I was hearing my mom, don't let this happen to you. I was hearing these 10 doctors say, we're going to eliminate everything from your diet and find out and we're going to add things slowly to figure out what you're allergic to, and so on and so forth. So then I start like I don't know how, you know, there's going to be somebody that I bring on my podcast that's a mental doctor, a psychologist, psychiatrist, and he will know more about what this is. I don't know what the medical terminology is for what was going on with me, but I suppressed that. And it was crazy that I suppressed that shit because it was like, are you kidding me? Like this whole time I had no idea that that I was living somewhere, but it was something that it was crazy because I needed it to get through things because otherwise I would have just laid here and probably been displaced myself. So anywho, I heard myself, not heard, but I basically just did, lost all this weight. And like, I hate to show people this, but this skin that hangs, I hate that. And so there was like my tummy, my breast, the different things that were like just like I could not carry around anymore without having them surgically removed. So when I get back, I'm talking to, my doctors and everything like that, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna go, what we're going to do is we're going to remove this, we're going to remove that, and they take all these pictures. It's like, yeah, we can do this. And so one of the surgeries was called a panelectomy, which is a tummy tuck theoretically, but it is not a tummy tuck in that it doesn't do a lot of lipo, it doesn't tighten the muscles, and it doesn't like, you know. But when they did it, it curved me, and it took a lot of skin. It took a lot of the hanging skin. It made my stomach, go down, but there's still like cushion. Like I could feel cushion in my tummy. And then I was scheduled to get both the panelectomy and the breast augmentation and reduction at the same time. But when they go in to do my surgery for my tummy, well, prior to that, they realized that I had all these hernias. And I couldn't realize like when I was bigger, why my stomach used to be like this big bubble. And it was because I had 9 hernias that were lining my belly button through my tummy. So anyway, I go in, have my surgery, and but they can't do my breasts because when they go in to take out the hernias, they use the Da Vinci, which is a robot that goes in to do everything. They couldn't get in. Well, they did use a Da Vinci anyway. They go in and take out this, but when they do that, the biggest hernia was behind my belly button. So they had to remove my belly button. So I have no belly button, just smooth. And they say, I can go get one. I can have someone make one. But I mean, hasn't been a big deal. But anyway, with all that being said, I got a panelectomy. And, like, I would always look in the mirror and I was like, dang, if I didn't have my stomach, I'd be so little. So that's the person I became, that size. I became little. Then the panelectomy was in March of that year. And then I went in September uh, of last year because everything happened. Let me see. September of last year and March and September of last year in 2000 and dang. Anyway, it's a year ago or so. March was the panelectomy for my tummy. So a year passed this March. And then September was my breast augmentation, which a year passed this September. So the point I'm getting to is that I wake up now and I have a new figure. And not only do I have a new figure, but I have a whole different disposition on food. Um, but with my diabetic medication, there's one medication that I love using, and it is an injectable. It's not insulin, but you use it once weekly, and it just takes your appetite away. So then I would just lose 12 pounds a month. It seems like, from that alone. But anyway, so I went from 323 to 176. So I weigh 176 now. But at any rate, um, I still want to tighten up and lose more weight or whatever. But it is crazy because I remember one time being in Concord, North Carolina, in my home. And I said, you know what? By the time I'm 50, I'm going to be like, flat stomach, nice figure. I'm going to have all this. And I manifested that. And I couldn't believe that when I started coming back to myself after mom's death and realizing all these different things, all these changes that had been made when I literally woke up. And it was amazing. So, no, I don't have AIDS. No, I don't have cancer. No, I'm not sick. None of the above. Um, when it comes down on a sexual level, I don't. That's not something that I do freely. Um, TMI. But point being is, it's nothing like that. It's funny to me when people make assumptions because nobody asked, not once. Well, except for the boy in the Uber who didn't know me. Go figure. So we had a great conversation. But I feel better than I have my whole entire life, and I'm going to wrap it up because we've got 6 minutes, Dougie. 6 minutes, Dougie. Pressing you're on, 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 on. Dun-dun-dun. Oh, I remember that. That used to be the song. That and flashlight. But anyway, um, my point is that there's so many beautiful things happening for me, so many awesome things happening, and I see them, and it's ooh, so excited. But I don't want to think let anybody think that I think it's easy because it is so not easy. And I know people can't go into this shell and just forget where they're at in life and then wake up and be skinny, or be smaller than they were. So with that being said, like even now, eating, I have a whole different demeanor about food. Um, I buy things that I like, but I don't eat a lot. I don't eat a lot. I'm not worried about regaining it. I don't know, I just feel very happy about my relationship with food. It's not but one thing I wanted to tell y'all, you'll never guess what I was allergic to. Ever guess. Let me tell you. Chicken. Chicken in any way, in any sort. Chicken. Chicken was making me swell. It was making me like, and the way I found this out is that I basically added certain things. And I remember going on a cruise and I had been just eating vegetables and rice. for months. So you can't just jump back in and eat shit you ain't been eating. But I would add things in slowly, and it was chicken. Chicken made me sick. It made me swell, everything. And it would make me go to the bathroom, everything. Nothing else does it but chicken. I can eat turkey, which is weird. I can eat beef. I can eat bacon. Bacon is my favorite. Pork chops, but chicken messes with me every. I can't believe it. Even if it's non-antibiotic, whatever, 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 messes with me. I can't eat chicken. However, there are times when I go out, like if I want like tacos or something like that, because these is the California, LA is the best place in the world for Mexican food. I don't know where y'all been, what y'all doing, but it ain't nowhere else. It's LA. What? Anyway, so there are times where I can have a chicken taco and I can eat a little bit of chicken if I have a salad, because my favorite is the market salad at Chick-fil-A. So I like eating that. But if I eat it that week or if I eat it that day, I won't eat it like anymore. But back in the day, I lived at Church's Chicken, lived at it. Matter of fact, we got robbed one time while choosing chicken. It's just so funny because Topeka's a whole nother story. Because when we was in there eating, dude that came in to rob it, he realized he knew who we was, so he wasn't gonna shoot us. But we don't even know if he had a gun now that it's like out. I think that's when crack started getting popular, and oops, I almost said the N word, but okay, whatever. He decided he was going to rob us, and I remember he ran straight across 26th Street and through the Kmart parking lot, and somebody chased him. I don't remember who, but of course, everybody in Topeka knows everybody, right? So I forgot what his name was, but I could see his face. It's so funny. And we were so pissed that we had to get out of the church chicken and left our whole meal on the table. But they were like, come back, in a couple of days and we'll, give you your meal or whatever. But anyway, so I always ate church's chicken, and now I cannot eat it. There are times though when I will drive by a church's chicken and I'm like, dang, I have a taste, I have a taste, I have a taste. So I'll roll up, or KFC, and I'll roll up. But I can't, like, I have to eat something like a leg or a wing. I don't know. I just can't do it. This is, now it's a mental thing because I know what's up. But at the same time, it just makes me nauseated. I feel a little nauseous talking about it, but it's crazy to me. I can't, don't eat chicken. So but the white meat, like, I don't know. I can handle it sometimes, but like when I eat it, it's like when I'm just chewing and chewing. So anyway, that's what I was allergic to. And I hadn't found to date anything else. But I remember when I used to eat chicken, I used to go places and I would swell, and I never knew what it was. Never knew what it was. So, but anyway, well, I've spent my 2 hours being here. I don't know where y'all was at, but it's all good because I'm going to be right back next Thursday, and we're going to talk and talk and talk and talk again. Um, but I'm gonna keep on with y'all and see how long y'all keep on with me. But I'm gonna do what I got to do, so don't worry about it. But you know what? My favorite new saying is, which is now the one liner on my Instagram page, which is I am Dina Marie, um, on Instagram. But it says, wish it, dream it, do it. And I'm doing it. I love you guys. Bye. point is that there's so many beautiful things happening for me, so many awesome things happening, and I see them and it's woo, sometimes. But I don't want to let anybody think that I think it's easy because it is so not easy. And I know people can't go into the shell and just forget where they're at in life and then wake up and be skinny, or be smaller than they were. So, with that being said, like even now, eating, I have a whole I have a whole different demeanor about food. Um, I buy things that I like, but I don't eat a lot. I don't eat a lot. I'm not worried about regaining it. I don't know, I just feel very happy about my relationship with food. It's not, yeah. But one thing I wanted to tell y'all, you never guess what I was allergic to, ever. Yeah, let me tell you. Chicken. Chicken in any way, in any sort. Chicken. Chicken was making me swell. It was making me like, and the way I found this out was is that I basically added certain things. And I remember going on a cruise and I had been just eating vegetables and rice for months. So you can't just jump back in and eat shit you ain't been eating. But I would add things in slowly, and it was chicken. Chicken made me sick. It made me swell. Everything. And it made me go to the bathroom. Everything. Nothing else does it but chicken. I can eat turkey, which is weird. I can eat beef. I can eat bacon. Bacon is my favorite. Pork chops, but chicken messes with me. And I can't believe it. Even if it's not antibiotic, whatever, 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 messes with me. I can't eat chicken. However, there are times when I go out, like if I want like tacos or something like that, because these are the California, LA is the best place in the world for Mexican food. I don't know where y'all been, what y'all doing, but it ain't nowhere else. It's LA. What? Anyway, so there are times where I can have a chicken taco and I can eat a little bit of chicken. If I have a salad, because my favorite is the market salad at Chick-fil-A, so I like eating that. But if I eat it that week or if I eat it that day, I won't eat it like anymore. But back in the day, I lived in turkey, lived at it. Matter of fact, we got robbed one time stealing chicken. It's just so funny because it's a whole nother story. Because when we was in there eating, dude that came in to rob us, he realized he knew who we was. So he wasn't going to shoot us. And we don't even know if he had a gun. Now it's like, I think that's when crack started getting popular. And I almost said the N word, but okay, whatever. He decided he was going to rob us. And I remember he ran straight across 26th Street and through the Kmart parking lot. And somebody chased him. I don't remember who. Of course, everybody at the Beacon knows everybody, right? So I forgot what his name was, but I could see his face. It's so funny. And we were so pissed that we had to get out of the church chicken and left our whole meal on the table. But they were like, come back, in a couple of days and we'll give you a meal or whatever. But anyway, so I always ate church's chicken, and now I cannot eat it. There are times though when I will drive by a church's chicken, I'm like, hey, I have a taste, I have a taste, I have a taste. So I'll roll up for KFC and I'll roll up. But I can't, like, I have to eat something like a leg or a wing. I don't know, I just can't do it. Now it's a mental thing because I know what's up. But at the same time, it just makes me nauseous. I feel a little nauseous talking about it. But it's crazy to me. I can't, don't eat chicken. So the white meat, like, I don't know, I can handle it sometimes, but like when I eat it, it's like when I'm just chewing and chewing. So anyway, that's what I was allergic to, and I hadn't found to date anything else. But I remember when I used to eat chicken, I used to go places and I would swell, and I never knew what it was. Never knew what it was. So, but anyway, well, I spent my 2 hours being here. I don't know where y'all was at, but it's all good because I'm gonna be right back next Thursday, and we're gonna talk and talk and talk and talk again. Um, but I'm gonna keep on with y'all. and see how long y'all keep on with me. But I'm gonna do what I got to do, so don't worry about it. But you know what? My favorite thing is because now the one liner on my Instagram page because I am Dina Marie.